So you've decided you're going to start a diet. You have the plan, you're ready to go, but you just want to know how to get started. Well, I'm going to give you some fundamental things that you must do beforehand. Now, before I get into it, it is important for you to identify what you're trying to achieve from the diet. So is it going to be to lose fat? Is it going to be to build muscle? You really need to identify what the diet's purpose is before we get started. Now, in order to keep this video short and precise, I'm going to assume that you're wanting to lose body fat and to get more lean and more shredded. If you'd like me to do a video on other diets, then please put a note in the comments below. First thing I recommend you do is you take a picture and you take your start weight, because that is what is going to help you track your progress. And it's important to track your progress because you need to know that you are moving in the right direction. Now, why you take pictures as well as take your weight is because if you're in a situation where you've got a little bit of body fat and you're looking to build muscle, when you first get started, you're going to be in a situation where you're burning fat and building muscle at the same time. And what's going to happen is the scales aren't going to move, or if anything, they actually may move in the wrong direction. They may even be showing that you're getting heavier. And that can be quite demotivating, and you're probably going to think, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Now, you take the pictures because it's going to prove to you and going to show you that you are building muscle and you're losing fat. And it's irrelevant what the scales are saying, because the scales essentially are lying, because you're doing the right things, you're going in the right direction, and you're building the physique that you want. The other thing I recommend you do is you do a food diary before you start your diet. So I would take 2, maybe 3 days and just log what you would eat normally. So be completely honest and just log what you would normally eat. The reason you do this is it's important to know how many calories you're taking before you get started. Now, the most important thing, what's paramount, is your calorie intake, and that's going to be what dictates whether you lose weight or gain weight. And if you're at a starting point where you are having so low calories that your metabolism is terrible, and you're, say, down at 200 calories a day, which I have seen that, then all of a sudden going, oh, I want to lose weight, I'm going to have 2,000 calories, you're not going to be losing weight. You're going to be gaining weight because your metabolism is shot to bits because it's in survival mode. It's got no calories going in. So as soon as you give it 2,000 calories, which is what you think is going to be in a deficit, it's actually not going to be. And you're going to then pile on the weight. So you need to make sure that you know your starting point, because if it is a very low calorie intake, you need to build it up ever so slightly, sort your metabolism out, and your weight will come down. But on the other hand, if you find you're having 3,500, 4,000 calories a day, you know then that cutting down to even 2,500 is going to be easier to stick to, but also will mean that you're in a deficit from where you were before. So it's very important to make sure you know where you're at to start off with, so that you know what you should be changing your diet to in order to get the results that you want. Now, the best advice I have for you for staying on the straight and narrow and sticking to your diet is to make a list of the foods that you cannot live without, and make sure that you do your best to factor them into the diet plan. Select around 3 foods that you must have in your diet in order to help you to stick to it. Now, factoring them into your diet isn't always easy, because more than likely the foods that you can't live without are probably going to be very high in calories. So the way that you get them into your diet is, rather than looking at your calorie intake for the day, you can look at your calorie intake for the week. So let's say you have pizza that you really can't live without, and it's 1,500 calories for a pizza. First of all, I'd recommend that you maybe not have the whole pizza. But the second thing you do is you go, right, okay, so I know on a Friday night I want to have this pizza and it's 1,500 calories. So what you can do is you can say, well, how many calories less do I have to have on each other day of the week in order to fit this pizza into the diet? So this is why I recommend only picking 3 foods that you can't live without, because it means that you can fit it into your diet plan, and it means that it isn't completely unhealthy. Because yes, you could have low calories and eat crap, but that's not really going to help, and it's not going to allow you to build a physique. You have to have sufficient nutrition in order to do that. So there you have it. Short, sharp and sweet. Those are my tips and advice for getting started on a diet. I hope it's been helpful. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.